Hello, it's Stephen Hartman again, your mortgage lender. I want to talk to you about buying a house today with student loans. Have you thought that student loans are holding you back? Do you think that maybe you can't buy a house just because of that? I'm here to prove you wrong. Let's talk about it. So first things first, let's talk about the balance. Most people worry that the total balance is what we look at. That's not the case. We only look at the monthly payment. So what we do is you have to actually do either the payment that's on your credit report, or if you're not making a payment, we have to do a percentage of the balance. So let's break down what it looks like for each basic loan type. So for a conventional loan, if you don't have a payment and you're either in forbearance or deferment, we have to do 1% of the total balance as your monthly payment. So if you have a $100,000 student loan, that's $1,000 a month. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, conventional actually has two forms of underwriting, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Fannie Mae does 1%. Freddie Mac only does 0.5%. So in that same scenario, you might only have to count 500. So ultimately, when we look at your file, we always determine which underwriting system is best for you to be on. So with an FHA loan, we do 0.5%, much like Freddie Mac. So again, $100,000 student loan, $500 a month on your debt to income ratio. $10,000 student loan, $50 a month on your student ratio. So especially if your loans aren't that big, this really isn't much of a hindrance. Now, if you're a veteran, then technically the calculation is 5% of your total balance, but you divide it by 12 into monthly payments. So this ends up being a little bit more forgiving than 0.5%. Now, in some cases, if that monthly payment is still a little bit too high for your debt to income ratio, you can apply for what's called an income-based repayment plan, or an IBR payment. With that IBR payment, that can actually be even lower than that 0.5% number in some cases, or the VA one. And it can be sometimes a really low number. I've seen some as low as $10, $50, $100 a month. It just really depends on what your income is. Now, the catch-22 with that one is you do have to start making payments on it. But if it helps you get into a house, it might make sense for you. But again, you're not supposed to be the expert on that. That's what we're here for. I just want to give you a little bit of information so you can have an idea and know that even with student loans, you can still buy a house. So please give us a call with your scenario and see if we can help you. Thanks for following along, guys.